If you think Librela and Solensia harm is only happening in the US and UK, you've been misled. The EU's reporting system hides the real scale, and pets across the world are paying the price. When I talk about the suffering and deaths linked to Librela and Solensia, most people only hear about cases from the United States and the United Kingdom. But the truth is far bigger and far more disturbing. These drugs are licensed across the entire European Union. That means they're used in Germany, France, Spain, Italy, the Netherlands, Ireland, the Nordic countries, Eastern Europe, and every one of those countries has pets receiving these injections. But here's the catch. The EU does not publish country-by-country breakdowns of adverse events. Instead, all reports, every death, every collapse, every sudden deterioration are pooled into a single, centralized pharmacovigilance system managed by the European Medicines Agency. On paper, that sounds efficient. In reality, it hides the scale of the problem. Because when you combine dozens of countries into one giant data bucket, something happens. Patterns disappear. Clusters vanish. National spikes in harm get buried under averages. And no single country is ever held accountable for investigating what's happening to its own pets. It creates the illusion that the problem is rare, simply because the numbers are diluted across an entire continent. Imagine if the UK's reports were blended with 26 other countries. Shadow's suffering, and the suffering of thousands of other pets, would be reduced to a statistical whisper. And that's exactly what's happening in the EU. By not naming countries, regulators avoid uncomfortable questions. Why are so many pets deteriorating after these injections? Why are deaths being reported across multiple nations? Why are owners being told it's just arthritis when the decline begins immediately after treatment? And why are the same patterns appearing everywhere these drugs are sold? When the data is hidden behind regional walls, the public never sees the true scale of harm. And without transparency, there is no pressure for change. This isn't an accident. This is a system designed to protect a product, not the animals who suffer because of it. The UK VMD has already acknowledged death, rapid worsening of mobility, neurological issues, and systemic deterioration in its official safety updates. But those warnings are based on global reports, not just British ones. That means pets across Europe, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and beyond are experiencing the same tragedies. You just aren't being shown the numbers. And when suffering is hidden, suffering continues. This is why I speak out. This is why I document everything. This is why I refuse to let Shadow's story or any pet story be buried in a spreadsheet, because transparency saves lives. Silence protects no one except the companies who profit.